Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good to see y'all. Hey, Deputy Sheriff, you number one tonight. Number one. All right. There we go. And number two, Chris, how you doing, sweetie? Good evening, PG. Hello, hello, hello. Chris says, hey, everyone in chat. Hello, mods. Oh, that's beautiful, Chris. Number three, it's Miss Justice. Yes. All right. And number four, Australia. Good to see you guys. PG, much love, prayers. Oh, God bless. God bless. Much love to all of you all. You know I keep you in my prayers. Absolutely. Hey, Linda, how you doing, sweetie? And Stephanie says, hey, PG. Hey, hey, hey to you, girl. Sandra. There we go. Thank you all. Um, Thank you for all you do, PG. God bless. Oh, girl, that is beautiful. I appreciate everything you guys do too. I ain't in this alone. Hey, Murphy, how you doing tonight? Good evening, PG and chat. Good evening. Good evening to you, Patty Ponytail. How you doing? Um, yeah, Murphy. Murphy reminds me of Murphy's Law. Right. Everything that can't go wrong will. Right. I tell you. Hey, Don, beautiful. That's beautiful, girl. Love the purple heart. Love the purple heart. Say good evening, everyone. Purple hearts for summer. God bless. Absolutely. Anyway, I just wanted to stop in tonight. I know I usually ain't in. I usually ain't in on Wednesdays. But I'm gonna be honest. I took the day off. Right? I took the day off. Y'all, I need a break. Anyway, I had some things I had to do today. And I thought I'd stop in here this evening and hang out with everybody, talk about the Quinton Simon trial. You guys know how much we love Quinton and support him, and we support these children getting justice too. You know, we don't give up. We don't give up once they're found and justice is getting ready to be served. We're right there during that time too, right? We want to make sure that these evil beings definitely get everything that's coming to them after doing such heinous crimes to these little children. So we want to stick in here and stick through this trail as well, right? We want to make sure that we're right there, right there. I'm going to tell you though, that judge, whoo, I don't know. I would have. I think I'd ask my attorneys um, to do something about that because she seemed to, you know, she seemed to have some type of vendetta on wanting to get Leilani's trial done, and you know that shouldn't have set right with Leilani's attorneys, right? The attorneys should have been like, "Hey, wait a minute, there's something, there's something ain't right here." And, we want another judge. We want another judge because this judge just seems, to have some type of, you know, personal interest in all of this. And, and it shouldn't be personal. So, you can't fairly judge someone when you're making things personal and to want, like demand that this be in a court at a certain time, um, that's making it personal, to be honest with you. So I don't know. Um, Also, you know, I'm wondering if she's going to get to walk. I'm thinking she might get to walk, to be honest with you guys, or a lot less sentence than we're anticipating upon, due to the fact that they really ain't got no real evidence. They ain't got no real evidence that, that she did anything, if you ask me. I mean, as far as, um, unliving Quinton, in my opinion, I think she did. But, you know, that's just my opinion. But then again, my opinion is, um, I think Danny, I think Danny was a right hand to it all. You know, I think these two did, I think whatever happened to Quinton, Danny knows everything. You know, Danny's trying to save his ass too much. Anytime somebody's trying to save their ass that much, um, I say they're probably guilty. They're probably guilty of something. And in the hotel room, if you guys seen today, as Danny was on, you know, on trial up there, or as a witness, he was there, you know, as a witnessing against, you know, Leilani there at the trial. Um, if you took note, I think he should have been on trial too. Just saying. I think he should have. There's no way in hell you're going to sleep through all of that. And Leilani said, you were awake. You're awake when I left. You were awake when I came back. You were awake. So, you know, and also he messed up when he said, he almost told her, he almost slipped up and told her, do you think I'm not in the same boat that you are? Right? I mean, at the hotel when he was supposed to be helping out Ali, you know, he knew, he caught himself. He caught himself and, you know, diverted from it. But I'm going to tell you, I think them two kind of did what they done together, if you ask me. She might, Ronald, she may. I don't know. I don't know. She might, but I'm thinking, see, you have to prove it without a shadow of a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt that she was the one who struck the blows that actually, you know, or did whatever it took to unlive this baby. And I don't think we know. We can't say, yes, she did, because we don't know. I mean, there's two other people in the house. There's two other people in the house. And, you know, so we don't know who did what, to be honest. We don't know who did what. So, you know, we can say, we can, you know, we pretty much know that she was the one that went to the dumpster, right? We know because they have surveillance and all of that. But who initially did what to cause the unliving? I don't think they got enough evidence to convict her, to be honest. It could have been anyone in that house that night. I mean, it could have been her brother. It could have been Danny. It could have been her. We don't know. I mean, it would be speculation. It would be, you know, to say she did it. That would be, you know, that would be something we don't know. And, you know, so I don't know how someone could do that. I mean, I couldn't. With the evidence I'm seeing, I could not say, I couldn't do it. I couldn't say, you know, I could say, I think she did, but I think isn't enough to convict her, to be honest. It doesn't matter what someone thinks, you know, is you got to, you know, without a shadow of a doubt. And that's really hard with two other adults in the house, you know, and what evidence we're hearing right now, and the way Danny, you know, was really protecting his own ass. It kind of makes me leery, right? It kind of makes me suspicious of Danny, because I'm going to tell you, I mean, Leilani wouldn't be the first one to take the fall for someone else, right? She wouldn't be the first one, you know, taking a fall for somebody. I don't know. You know, I think what's going on here is they're both kind of trying to, you know, I think I think maybe Danny's telling Leilani, hey, they can't prove who did it what, and don't worry, you're going to walk, or at least get very little time. And and he's talking about how he's straightening his life up, but she's in there, you know, getting hers together, right? Going to school and doing some things. And yeah, I think there's a little more to this than meets the eye, if you ask me. But anyway, um, hey Trish, how you doing, sweetie? Love you, Peachy. Hey girl, love you too. You know it. Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate the support for Summer's channel. God bless. God bless. You starting my night out right. You're starting the night out right. Last couple of nights been started out right. God blessing. He's blessing PG's channel here and Summer's channel. Absolutely. He's definitely blessing this channel something fierce. And I thank God for it. I thank God for it. So God bless, girl. I appreciate it. Ruby Rainmaker, how you doing, sweetie? Hello, PG in chat. Beautiful purple hearts for summer. Girl, I appreciate that. I really do. Love a Scorpio. IPG, much love to you. Much love to you. It's hard to believe a 22-year-old could do that to her infant, isn't it? Sadly happens every day. It's true, Stephanie. It's true. As sad as, as sad as it is, and a lot of boyfriends do that too. A lot of boyfriends do that too. I mean, listen to that guy's music, right? If you listen to his music's talking about destroying a child, right? That's the kind of music he plays, the kind of, stuff he listens to. I mean, it's ungodly if you ask me, right? It's ungodly. And I don't know what this world today is coming to. I really don't. I mean, the music is violent. A lot of the music's very violent. And a lot of people's getting away from the violent music um, here recently. Here recently, a lot of Christian music's taken over. I've been taking note that a lot of people are listening to a lot of Christian music lately. And um, and they have, they're having a lot of Christian music just coming out of the walls at the malls and stuff like that, right? I mean, you got people in there, great big choirs showing up and singing at the malls, all over the place, and it's really, and the Bible says that will happen. It says that, at the end of time, God will start, pulling all he can together. All the people who can be saved will. There's going to be a little time of peace. And during that time of peace, it's going to go like this. It's going to go where, a lot of people are seeking God, and they're seeking the church, and they're seeking, a different type of life and different type of, the Christian music and everything. And a lot of people are going to, accept Jesus into their hearts. They're going to get baptized. They're going to get saved. And, they're going to be the ones, with their oil lamps are burning and are waiting for the Lord to come, and they're going to be took. And it says that, this will happen. So, I'm not surprised to see it. I'm not surprised to see it. Like I said, you're not hearing as much violent music as we did, a few years back, right? It used to be, every vehicle passing you up was like, some really bad stuff coming out the windows, right? I can't say much because I used to have a little of that coming out my windows too. During my young adulthood. And, you think it's cool. You think it's, you're all into this cesspool that you have no idea, um, what you're really into. You have no idea. If you did, you wouldn't be there, and it's nothing but the grace of God that you're still here today, right? So some stuff you just should not have ever had around you, but you did. And, it is what it is. But I'm glad to see, I'm glad to see so many youth today, so many of the youth today, really getting into the, the rim of righteousness instead of evil. And it's good to see. It's good to see, all the um, churches and stuff coming together, especially the younger people. So many, and a lot of children. There's a lot of children right now um, singing the gospel. A lot of children um, throwing out the verses of the Bible, and a lot of children are, on TikTok, actually on TikTok and out here in social media, praying for people and wishing people good days and all kinds of good things and that's really good to see and hear too, right? That's really good to see and hear. And it's been going on. I mean, it just didn't start. It's been going on now for a little while. And so amen, Trish. Absolutely. We got to put God first. God comes first in all things, if it wasn't for God, they'd be none of this, right? They wouldn't be no us. There wouldn't be no earth. There wouldn't be no us. There would be no nothing. You got to always put God first. He was first. And that's why, that's why everything else exists, including us. So we got to thank him, thank him for everything, whether it be good or bad or whatever. Always find righteous people find a lot of good out of the evil, that elopes them sometimes. They find good out of it, seek the good and you shall find it. And, even on your worst days, if you seek God and you seek understanding, then you'll find the good that came out of that bad day. Something good's in it. I mean, there was a lesson to be learned, right? There's a lesson in it. And we just have to slow down enough and, turn our minds to seeking what was good about it. Sometimes it's hard to find. Sometimes it's hard to find, you guys. But trust me, it's there. If you think about it, it's there. If it brought you closer to God, if that bad day brought you closer to God, if that bad day had you praying, had you, down on your knees, it had you, being nice, being kinder than you usually are, something that was good coming out of it. It was really good coming from it, and then you should find that good and keep applying it to your life. Whatever the good was, keep applying it to your life, because that's the lesson that obviously you're supposed to learn. And if it's a lesson you're supposed to learn, then it's a lesson you need to continue to do. Make it part of your routine in life. We had no power until a few minutes ago, so I'm having my first cuppa. I'm sorry to hear that, Carrie, but here you go. Silver lining is back on. It's back on. The Lord turned it on just in time for you to watch PG. Right? You put your feet here because they're supposed to be here tonight. I always say that and I believe it. Amen. That's true, Ronald. Absolutely. If the Lord brings us to it, He'll bring us through it. Amen. Absolutely. Anyway, I wanted to let you guys hear. I wanted to let you hear Leilani, and I want you guys to see. I want you guys to see good old Danny, right? I'm going to tell you, there was some good secrets came out today, right? There was some good secrets came out today, baby. Leilani, oh man, she was getting down with old Red, wasn't she? She was cheating up on Danny. She's crying, oh, you don't love me, you don't want you. Right? Yeah. And all the whole time, I guess he wouldn't, right? I guess he wouldn't. She was sleeping with somebody else, right? She was laying it down with old Red. What? Yeah, she sure was. And boy, they put it out, didn't they? I knew when all this stuff's coming out that I said, oh boy, Danny's coming on. Danny's gonna be on the stand today. I knew it because they was wanting to piss him off before he got there, right? By putting that stuff out. Where she, oh, that was disgusting. That was too much info, right? That was too much info. And then the judge is like, I'm going to do away with this because, well, too much info. Right? She's like, I'm going to discredit all of this because it has nothing to do with the case, right? They threw it out. They just like threw it out. But the reason they brought it in, the reason they allowed it in the first place and brought it in was because Danny was getting ready. How convenient you bring it out, the same exact day he's going to be on the stand. Come on. I'm going to tell you, they played that part of the fiddle to the T, right? I was cracking up. I was like, Lord of mercy. Yeah. Old boy was telling her some stuff and she was writing back, giving him some stuff too, right? Oh my goodness. I was like, wow, and is she so silly that she didn't know Danny was reading those texts before, if law enforcement got them and they was reading them? Of course, Danny was, right? I don't know. I wonder if he was like, letting her do this kind of stuff, to get some free stuff, you know what I'm saying? I wonder, I wonder if Danny, because some guys will, when two people have an illegal substance, problem, sometimes these guys, they don't care who lays with their old lady, right? As long as they're getting something out of it. So, that could have been going on. That could have been going on, you guys. I'm thinking it was. I'm thinking it was. I don't think it was a shock to Danny to hear about that because, from my understanding, old Red was the guy that had the stuff, right? She slept with the guy that had the stuff, and yeah. So I'm thinking that Danny was probably okay with that because he uses the stuff too, right? Because she loved him. I'm going to tell you, if her boyfriend did that, if her boyfriend did that, you know, um, she loved him, and she wanted to keep him, and I believe a lot of women would do stuff like that. A lot of women, will do stuff like that. They'll cover up. They'll cover up for. I'm going to tell you in this world today, you know, I don't know. I always thought that, I thought when two people got married, like my for instance, my grandmother and grandfather got married, right? And they weren't no you and me baby. They weren't no you and me baby. When they got married, my grandmother's side of the family got a son, and my grandfather's side of the family got a daughter. And, it wasn't no you and me baby. It was, your we're for your family, and your family's for our family. You know what I'm saying? It brought two families together, and everybody loved everybody, and everybody cared about everybody, and nobody was against nobody, right? I mean, they had big Christmases, and I mean, it just gave them more family to love, and more family to be around, and more family to enjoy, every holiday, and actually every day throughout the year with. And it wasn't no you and me baby stuff. Um, when my parents got married, it wasn't no you and me baby stuff, right? It wasn't like that. They when they got married, they loved their families, and their own families. They loved, my mother loved my dad's family. My dad loved my mother's family. They all congregated together, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun on the holidays and things like that. Um, I can say, I always heard, the blood was thicker than water, and so forth and so on. Um, and I truly believe that. I truly believe that. And you know, when I got married with my husband, it wasn't no me and you baby. It wasn't like that. I loved his family, and he loved my family, and we were together, of course. And we loved and respect one another, but it wasn't no me and you baby against the world, right? That's just bullshit. But these people today, they're all they're all for it's some me and you baby stuff, and they act like they got to be against their kids, they got to be against their parents, they got to be against, you know, their brothers and sisters, they got to be against their friends, they got to be against everybody. What the hell's going on? I mean, I don't think anybody's out to get you. I think they all came to your wedding, was happy you got together, right? So what's the problem? Why all of a sudden you feel like everybody's your enemy, and you need to be against everybody in order to bond, do some sick bonding between each other? That's disgusting. But they do it. And a lot of people get hurt. A lot of people get hurt because of it. A lot of children get abused, right? They get abused. They come up missing. They're unlived. A lot of crazy things with this, with this me and you baby shit. I don't understand it, because that ain't the way. But I have girlfriends. And her old man, they'll sit. You invite them over to a birthday party, or you invite them over to Christmas, and they're sitting there texting each other, right? Like everybody's in the same room, and they're texting each other like it's some kind of little secret. And, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Matter of fact, I quit inviting them. I quit inviting them over because, it, I noticed what they were doing. And, I'm one of those people, I really don't care. I really don't care. I don't know why they were doing it. But I didn't, but it was bothering. It was bothering some of the other people, some of the other people that came, and they're like, what the hell are they doing, PG? What's up? And I'm like, I don't know. And, they're like, this is creepy. And, I can't lose other people, from coming to parties and cookouts and holidays and stuff over a couple of people that want to act immature and ignorant. So, I just quit inviting them because it's really weird. It's, and that's the way they are. They're like a me and you baby type thing. And they're like against, like against other people and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't have time for that shit. I really don't. You know, when you're hanging out with everybody, you're invited to, you know, when you're invited to a cookout or you're invited to Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas, whatever, that's a time to put your phones in your pocket and, you know, and I mean, if somebody calls, like, if you get a phone call from somebody that ain't there, yes, I understand. Hey, I got to go take this phone call. You know, it might be important. Okay, you understand that. But you don't understand, two people right there that could be talking, texting each other. Like, they're saying stuff about people. They don't, or making fun of people or doing, you don't know really what they're doing. You can only insinuate it, but it starts bothering the other people there, like, what the hell are they doing? Are they talking about me? Right? I don't know if they are or not. I don't know what the hell they're doing, to be honest with you, but, you know, we just won't invite them no more, right? We just won't invite them no more. If they make people feel uncomfortable, then they can't be invited. That's it. I ain't seen people do that. I haven't seen people do that before, but there's a lot of people that do. And, once I started to take notice, there's more than I think that does that stupidity. And something's wrong with them. Something's wrong with them. So, I just kind of don't have nothing to do with them anymore. Judith says, my sister-in-law and her son did that at my house. Little did I know they was going to steal some stuff from my bedroom. Oh, wow. Really? Oh, that's something I didn't even think about. Wow. I didn't know that, girl. Yeah, I just thought that maybe they were, you know, I thought maybe they were just like saying stuff about, the other people, maybe how they were dressed or, you know, um, maybe, putting down their, is that diamond real or is it as fake as they're acting or something like that. I was just thinking they were saying possibly, you know, this like a little inside joke between the two of them about some of the people, other people at the party. Maybe even me. I don't know. Right? I don't know. I'm I'm too dumb to even care, right? I'm too stupid to even care if it was about me or not. But I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. I did not think it could be something sinister as that. But you're right. Wow. Yeah. Oh hell. I'm gonna have to tell my girlfriends about this. Oh yeah. That's something I wouldn't even have thought of. You know. You I bet you're right. I bet you're right. It could have been something. It could have been something more sinister. Wow. Well, God bless. See, that's what I'm saying. We learned something. We learned stuff from one another here, right? Oh, yeah, that's horrible. Absolutely horrible. I didn't ever think of nothing like that. Wow. Oh, that is so. Hey, Miranda, it's good to see you in here, sweetie. God bless. Oh, she's so sweet. She's so sweet. Oh, yeah. Love a Scorpio. That was horrifying, wasn't it? That was horrifying. Hey, justice for you. I was, I was thrilled to have you up and hanging out with you too. You're a beautiful, beautiful soul. You're beautiful. You're beautiful, period. You're a very beautiful lady. I want you to know that inside and out. I understand if people don't want to say hello because I support Ernie. Hey, I support Ernie too. I love Ernie. I love Ernie. Everybody here knows I love Ernie. Everybody here, uh, I just say one thing for this channel. I just say one thing for this channel, honey. Over here is America. You get to feel how you want to feel, be who you want to be, you know. And if any of us disagree, end of the night, we hug it out. We pray together, we stay together because we're all here for the same reason. We're all here to help find these children, bring them home, and get justice for them. That's what we're here for. We're here to find the answers that could possibly bring them home and get justice. Right? So, yeah, we do it upright over here. I can say that. I love Summer's channel. I love it, and I thank God for putting it together for Summer. I really do. And I'm thanking for all the people, for Summer's Army. I really do. Absolutely. Now this is when Danny, this right here is when Danny tried to, man, this is entrapment, right? This is entrapment by the dude you got a kid by. This is entrapment by the guy that probably is letting you sleep with old Red so he can get, a free, some free stuff too, right? This is the guy that says he loves you. Bullshit, right? Bullshit. He's sitting there and trying to entrap her. Why? I mean, if he ain't got a dog in a race, why is he doing it? Watching.
So you went and met Misty? Yes, and I drove in and I drove out. And they tried to say that again, and I asked them to show me a picture of Misty or whatever. Did y'all speak to the right fucking lady? Did you speak to her? Did you speak to her husband? Is what I wanted to know. And they said her husband. Why didn't you speak to her? Okay. Did you speak to her? Okay. And I told her, I said, the oil wasn't in the fucking mirror. No, there is orgeal in it. There's orgeal in it. So I told him, I said, no, I did not lie about that. I didn't lie to you about that. So you went and got orgeal? I went and got orgeal. Pulled in and pulled out just like I told you last night. And then they questioned me again about that? Yeah. That's the only thing that happened. So what did you do when you left? When I left? At 1 in the morning. What did you do? I went straight over there to the hotel, right over to the Zodiac shop line, got the wardrobe, looked around this neighborhood, and came home. That's what you did? Yes. You can look me in my eyes. I am looking you in your eyes, Danny. That is what I did. You can look me in. That is what I did. Just don't. You don't have to yell. Look at me in my eyes too. That is what I did. There was nothing else that I did. I came home and I went to bed. And I woke up to my baby gone. Do you understand me? So you didn't do anything else? No, nothing else. At all. I was gone for 12 minutes. And who did you meet? Misty. You met Misty? Yes.
Boy, she was really a looking too, wasn't she? Did you see her watching? She was right there like, now we know. Now we know what you was busy doing inside that hotel room, right? She's like, whoa, okay.
I as a man to my woman, what do you think may have happened? Yeah. I'm just, and we ain't talked in a minute about what could have happened. But we did. We spoke about it last night, and I have no idea what could have happened. I don't care about what could have happened. I want to know what happened. So where's he at? I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to crush it. No, you sat there and said, so where's he at? I'm getting picked up. I'm doing all the food I brought for you. No. If there's the only person I'm sitting here wanting the love and support from that I thought would be on my side 100% is on the fucking FBI side.
Oh, whoa. She was right about that, right? She had that straight up right. A little smarter than I thought she was.
Well, go smoke your cigarette and I'll wait till you calm down a little bit. I think she was showing enough to sit here and possibly tell me all the bar stuff and all that. You know, just sat here and explained the only thing that you did not know that I did. And I explained it. Last night and tonight. How you did what? Went and got Orgel. That I didn't know about. That's the only thing you didn't know. That when I left you at 2:04, you were awake. When I got back, you were awake.
Oh, there you boom. Boom. When she left, he was awake. When she got back, he was awake. She went to get, he was awake. So if something happened to Quinton, this mother freaker knows about it. And that's what she's telling him. That's what she's telling him. Listen, buddy, if you're trying to set me up, remember, you were awake when I left and you was awake when I came back, right? So if I done something, your ass was awake and you know it. Oh, wow. Okay.
From 204? Yes. Okay. But not from your... Not from that. I shook you and said, I'm going to go get Oreo. You said, no. I was like, all right, whatever. I'm up. But I came back. Okay. And you remember that clearly? I remember that clear as day. You made that little sound that I hate you fucking doing. Okay. Okay. You should have possibly saying that.
Rewind? Rewind where? Where do you want me to rewind it? Where do you want me to rewind it? Right? Right, Nicole? Exactly. Exactly. Mm-hmm. They can't, I couldn't convict her. I couldn't convict her on living Quinton if I was on the jury. I couldn't do it because there's no evidence that she did. There's no evidence that Leilani's the one that did it. There was 2 other people in that house. And you just heard her tell Danny, you were awake when I left and you was awake when I got back. So if he was awake, he knows exactly he knows if she left with Quinton or not. He knows if Quinton was alive or not. So, that tells it all right there. Oh, yeah, she is super aggressive. Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. I think I'm going to tell you what, because Leilani ain't one to do, Leilani isn't something to do something herself. Leilani's one of those people, you know, she'll do stuff with someone, but she don't want to do it alone. And when she said Danny was awake when she went to get the Orgel, he's awake when she got back. And that tells me, you know, that Danny was involved in whatever went down too. Danny was a part of it. Danny's trying to cover his ass. And I hope that, you know, if I was sitting on that jury and I heard that, you know, I heard that he was awake when she left and awake when, you know, and awake when she got home, that would tell me I don't know which one of them did what to that baby. I know somebody did. And Leilani, you know, Leilani was the one to leave. She was the one that left. And, you know, she did leave. And, you know, he stayed and watched the other kids. What it sounds like is he stayed there with the other kids while she went and got rid of Quinton. And when she got back, he was awake, waiting for her to tell him, you know, let him know what she did and, you know, and everything. So I truly believe he had all hands in it too. And I couldn't say that she, you know, that she's the one that did unalive him. I couldn't say that. I could say, you know, well, there's evidence she disposed of him, but there's not evidence she unalived him. So I could not, you know, unconsciously say she did. I couldn't do that. I got too much of a conscience. I couldn't live with myself. You know, later find out that it was indeed Danny or maybe, you know, somebody else. And, you know, and this girl spending her life in prison. Why? Because, you know, on an assumption, no, that's not right. I mean, I think she should spend time for, you know, disposing of the child. But I don't see how anyone could convict her of unaliving that child because there's not enough evidence to, you know, there's not enough evidence to sustain that one. There just isn't. Hey, Sassy Pants, how you doing? Who you talking to, Crystal Crime? Who you talking to? Are you talking to PG? You are an idiot, just saying. Are you talking to me? Oh, you're talking to me. Ain't you that chubby chick that once was over here kissing my ass and then ventured off to get your own channel? Ain't that you? Isn't that you? I remember. Are you still freaking ugly? Are you still freaking ugly? Because I remember you starting a channel trying to build it off of PG's back. And you know what? I didn't pay no attention to you at all. And your channel fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. Right? What do you got? Like 5 people? Like 5 people, if anybody anymore? Right? Crystal Crime Conversations. Yes, you are an idiot. I'm going to tell you, when people like you talk Crystal Crime Conversations, you're telling me more about your education than mine. You're telling me a lot more about you than you'll ever tell me about me. Bitch, I am brilliant. I am brilliant and you know it. Right? You know it. That's why you're over here in my chat and I'm not in yours. See, I got too many things to do to be in your chat acting like a total fucking asswipe, right? I'm too busy to be in your chat, but you're over here stinking my place up, right? I know who you are. I know you're that freaking hefty six sack bitch that used to be in here kissing my backside of my ass, talking all nice, and then you went and started up a channel and then started trying to turn on PG's back, right? Because I wouldn't give you no clout. I wouldn't give you the time of day. I wouldn't give you the sweat off my ass, right? And I'm sure that every inch of you reeks of freaking butt and body odor. Of course I remember you. Yeah, I remember. I remember you. Um, absolutely. Absolutely. You're a well supporter. You support number one suspects, right? You support the number one suspects. Absolutely you do. That's a shame. That's a shame. Why don't you take a link and bring your oversized backside up on the panel if you could muster up the energy. If you can muster it up the energy, why don't you come up on panel? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Hold on, I'm gonna send you the link. I'm gonna send you the link. Come up here. Come up here. I just sent you the link. Bring yourself up here. Come on. Oh yeah, that is you. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Oh, smelly belly. Let me let you up. So what do you got to say?
Put my face up there.
What's up, pickle brain?
Put my face up there.
I heard you been kissing up on the whale's ass. Bitch, you don't tell me what the fuck to do.
I'm asking you to
over
put
here
my
and tell me
face
what to do. I'm telling you, go fuck yourself. How about that?
Prayer Garden.
Why don't you do
always
it?
gotta be so mean and nasty?
Why are you always so ugly? And why are you for number one suspects? And why are you over here
Wow,
talking
you're
shit?
such a good
You're over here
Christian.
talking shit in my chat, right?
I'm
I ain't
talking
talking shit in yours.
You're
Yeah.
over there. Listen, you're in here
You're an
trying to
idiot.
teach your
What makes me
cat.
an idiot, bitch?
You're in here. Listen, you can't even have a normal conversation when somebody's not trying to
Oh,
fight.
then you can't have a normal conversation.
You
Look at
are
you.
in
Look like
here
you got
trying to tell
fucking.
your chat not to follow evidence in the case of Quinton, and that Leilani didn't do it and Danny did when the evidence is there.
Oh, so you could say without a doubt that Leilani
Yes.
on live Quinton. You could say that without a doubt. Was you there?
Yes.
Was you there?
Nope.
Was you there? Was you in the house?
Nope.
So with
The evidence points to Leilani.
with
They
him being
have
awake
her
when she
on
left, she
video.
said, you were
Garden.
awake. You
You
were
look
awake.
like an
Oh,
idiot.
shut the
You're
fuck
always
up.
spreading.
No,
Tell
you're
me,
the
where
fucker that
did
looks
you
like
find?
an idiot.
Tell
You're
me,
the one that looks like a fucking idiot. Where was Danny then? Where was Danny when Quinton was getting on live? If he was awake when she left, and he was awake when she got home, where the fuck was he?
Would you like
So
to watch?
you could say Danny didn't do it, right?
Unreal. Would you like to watch his testimony with me today?
Did you what you're saying?
Can we watch his testimony together?
Was you there?
No, I wasn't there, but I heard the evidence today. Can we watch his testimony together, Prayer Garden, and talk about it educational, like an educated talk? Can we watch his shit together and have an educated talk about it?
You know what? What we're watching is him in a freaking hotel room working for Ali, questioning her, and she don't even know that he's working with law enforcement. She's just in that hotel thinking that it's between him and her, and he's going to go running off trying to kiss Allie's back. Now, she has no idea she's being recorded nor videoed in there. No idea. And she told his ass,
So,
you were awake when I left and you was awake when I got home. So you're telling me you
that's
can
not
sit there.
what she
You're
said.
telling me you can sit there and say, we just
That's
heard it.
not
We
what
just
she
fucking
said.
heard it. Yes, she did. Yes,
That's
she
not
fucking
what she
did.
said, Prayer
You know
Garden. Play
what?
it again.
Don't
Play
come
it.
up. Don't
If
come up
that's
here.
what she said, play it.
Oh, I will. But I'm going to tell you
Go ahead,
what.
please play it. I will
Yeah.
mute. I will sit here and give you the opportunity to prove me wrong. Please play it.
Sat here and explained the only thing that you did not know that I did. And I explained it. Last night and tonight.
How you did what?
Went and got Orgel.
That I didn't know about.
That's the only thing you didn't know. That when I left you at 2:04, you were awake. When I got back, you were awake.
Boom. Boom. There you fucking go. When I left, you were awake. When I came back, you were awake. When I left, you were awake. When I came back, you was awake. You know what you get now? You get a steel-toe fucking boot. There you go, bitch. Don't come up here telling me I'm ignorant. You're the one that's fucking ignorant. You're ignorant. You want to, you know, obviously you like to hang on the freaking ball stack. That's what you like to do. You are all for the guy. You're all for the guy like a lot of women are. A lot of women are. You're all, you know, I don't know why, you know, I do not know why women can't be for women, right? I don't know why, you know, we always have to try to act like the woman was all the problem and not the man. You know, I think Danny was just as involved in this as Leilani. Always have. Always have. And I'm going to tell you, you just heard it. You just heard it. She said you were awake when I left and you was awake when I got back. And if he was awake, then I'll tell you what, there's no way in hell he didn't have a hand into what happened to Quinton. It just is what it is. And if I was sitting on a jury and I heard this, I could not, any way, form, or how could I freaking say that, you know, yeah, Leilani did it. Of course she did it. Right? There you go. I'm going to tell you, I hope my moms gave you a steel-toe boot in the chat too. I left you for them. Yes, in my opinion, they're both guilty. Absolutely. I cannot. There's no way beyond a doubt can we prove that Leilani did, you know, online that baby. No, we can't. That is not truth. I mean, you know, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. No, she said when she went to get the Orgel. She was talking about when she went to get the Orgel. He was awake when she left, and she said you were awake when I got back because you did this little thing that I don't like. She'll finish telling me you did this little thing I don't like.
From 204?
Yes.
Okay. But not from your...
Not from that. I like shook you and said I'm going to go get Orgel. You said no. I was like, all right, whatever. I'm up. But I came back.
Okay. And you remember that clearly?
I remember that clear as day. You made that little sound that I hate you fucking doing.
There you go. You did that little what I effing hate when you do it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm asking for your love and support and not your questions and doubt.
I'm asking you questions so I can understand.
But how many times do you have to ask me the same question about the same time, just like the fucking FBI does?
Okay, so it's just like the FBI, but you don't talk to me.
Yes, I have. I just sat here and explained
just talked
I
to
told
me.
you about it yesterday too, about what I did. And you made me
Barely.
promise not to.
Okay, so you promised me with your pinky promise
Yes.
that you went and got
And I
Oreo.
went and got Oreo from Missy. I pulled in the neighborhood and I turned around and I went home.
You didn't go nowhere
I
else.
didn't go anywhere else.
You didn't do anything.
Nothing at all. Nothing.
Okay. Go smoke your cigarette.
I'm going to tell you, they were both downstairs. Here, if I was Leilani's attorney, here's the defense that I would take. They were Danny and Leilani. Now Paul was upstairs in a bedroom. I don't know, how far off Paul's bedroom would have been. I haven't been in their home. I don't know how far away, but I do know Paul was up the staircase off into another bedroom, maybe with this door shut, maybe with a headset on, listening to music, maybe the TV on. I don't know. I don't know what Paul was doing. I just know Paul was up a staircase in another room, possibly the door shut, can't overly hear a whole lot of stuff. Or maybe he's used to them raising hell. Look at him in this hotel room. Maybe he's used to Leilani and this guy making noise, right? I don't know. Maybe he's used to the kids crying and, carrying on. She said that one of the boys were just sick with an earache and then another one's being sick with an earache. Maybe Paul's just used to hearing some crying and stuff, I don't know. But I mean, I can't implicate her brother in anything because he was in another part of the home. But Danny was not in another part of the home. Danny was right down there, right there in the mix of all of this stuff. And I'm telling you, if someone, there's no way, she's going to do that. There's absolutely no way she's going to put that kind of pain and suffering and misery upon this little child without Danny seeing and hearing it. There's no way. I don't care. Nobody's going to sleep through that. No one. You're going to tell me that Danny slept through all of this? I don't think so. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. And then to hear her say that, I would want that clarified. I would want it clarified that it's when she went to get the Orgeil, he was awake. And when she got back, he was awake. I would want to have that clarified, by Leilani, that's the exact time they were talking about. That she was talking about in this particular video. And if it was, there's no way I could convict her. I'm sorry. There's no way. Because I wouldn't know at that point which one of them truly unlived this baby. Right? I couldn't say that she did or she didn't because, see, Danny was there and Danny was involved as well. And you may be convicting the wrong person. You could be convicting the wrong person. Right? I don't know. I'm just saying, I worry about God. I don't worry about humans. I worry about God. And I worry about doing what's righteous in the sight of God, not humans. I'm not going to go after, trust me, I don't like Leilani a bit. And I think she should be doing life in prison. Life in prison because, that was her baby and she should have been protecting it at all costs. She shouldn't have been doing nothing to that little boy and she shouldn't have let anyone else ever do nothing to him as well. And, and of course, I'm just as upset as anyone else that this beautiful little boy you know, put through the tragedy that he was. I mean, this is a heinous case, absolutely heinous. And if you ask me, totally should not have been done. It just should not have been done. No one, you know, that no one should have ever did this. This was, you know, it was useless. Regardless to who unlived him, it was useless. No one should have did that. But the point being, up there in that seat, and you having the power, you having power in your hands, you know, to determine someone else's life, right? Someone else's life. Now, you know, if I was sitting up there and I convicted this girl of unliving her child, well, you know, after hearing some of this, you know, this going on in this video, I would only be doing it. You know, because I want to blame her for everything, and I want her to suffer, and I want her to be in prison forever, and I really don't care if she's guilty or not. And it wouldn't be righteous, because that isn't the way our justice system's supposed to work. It ain't the way it's supposed to work. You're supposed to be honest. And you're supposed to be honest with you, with yourself, you know, and you're supposed to be honest with God. You're supposed to be honest. And if you cannot say without a shadow of a doubt, and I don't think anyone could, it's like Jesus said, him without sin cast the first stone. Well, him that wasn't there cast the first stone. Right? Go ahead. You wasn't there. You don't know. So cast that stone. I don't know. And I'm going to tell the truth when, you know, I'm going to tell the truth. You know? And if it is ignorant to tell the truth and to be honest and God-fearing and upstanding and righteous, well, then I'm ignorant. Hell yeah, I'm ignorant, and I'm glad to be ignorant. There you go.
And we ain't talking in a minute about what could have happened.
But we did spoke about it last night, and I have no idea what could have happened. I don't care about what could have happened. I want to know what happened.
So where's he at?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to push it.
No, you just sat there and said, so where is he at? I'm getting picked up. I'm doing all the food I brought for you to eat. No. If there's the only person I'm sitting here wanting the love and support from that I thought would be on my side 100% is on the fucking FBI side.
Well, go smoke your cigarette and I'll wait till you calm down a little bit.
I just wish I would have known to sit here and possibly tell you all the bar stuff from my life. You know, I've just sat here and explained the only thing that you did not know that I did. And I explained it. Last night and tonight.
How you did what?
Went and got Orgel.
That I didn't know about.
That's the only thing you didn't know. That when I left you at 204, you were awake. When I got back, you were awake.
From 204?
Yes.
Okay. But not from your...
Not from that. I like shook you and said, I'm going to go get Orgel. You said, no. I was like, all right, whatever. I'm up. But I came back.
Okay.
There you go. She said, I told you I was going to get Orgel, and you did that little thing. That, you were awake. I know you were awake. It's the little thing you do. When you know, you ain't wanting to get jiggy, or you ain't wanting to, you know, have anything to do with me. He was awake. He was awake. She just told him. She just said it.
And you remember that clearly?
I remember that clear as day. You made that little sound that I hate fucking doing.
Oh, there you go. There you go. And she said, this is about the Orgel. Not the first time she went somewhere. This is about the Orgel.
so I can understand.
But how many times do you have to ask me the same question about the same time, just like the fucking FBI does?
Okay, so it's just like the FBI, but you don't talk to me.
Yes, I have. I just sat here and explained to you.
You just talk
I
to
told
me.
you about it yesterday too, about what I did. And you made me
Barely.
promise that too.
Okay, so you promised me with your pinky promise
Yes.
that you went and got
And I
Oreo.
went and got Oreo from Missy. I pulled in the neighborhood and I turned around and I went home.
You didn't go nowhere
I
else.
didn't go anywhere else.
You didn't do anything.
Nothing at all. Nothing.
Okay. Go smoke your cigarette. I love you.
I think what you're doing is you don't know that FBI in your head and now they got you over here questioning me.
No.
This is exactly what it is. Danny,
No,
this
it's
is one of the hardest times of my life. I need your love and affection and support, and somebody sitting there telling me that we're gonna find them, that it's gonna be okay, that they're gonna do their job.
We're gonna find him. We're going to find Quinton. They are going to find Quinton. They're going to find him.
I hope they do.
I do too. I really
And
do.
they told me that they still didn't have any leads.
Because when they ain't have none,
Yep.
makes sense.
What did they tell you?
That they didn't have anything they could tell me. And it's aggravating.
It's frustrating as hell.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Twice as hard as I have.
Twice as hard? Nah, baby. I'm the only other person in that house other than Paul. You don't think I got interrogated like a goddamn fucking... Bro, you know that.
It's funny to you.
Oh, it's funny because you think that I'm sitting here not in the same position as like.
See, there, right there. And this part bothers me too. This right here bothers me as well. Watching him divert away from it. He was starting to say, you don't think I'm in the same position as you? He was going to tell her, you don't think I'm in the same position as you, Leilani? Right? How could he be in the same position as her if he wasn't a helping hand to what happened? If he didn't have a hand in something, how could he be in the same position as her? And he caught himself. He caught himself and diverted away from it. I didn't like that. I did not like that. I'm telling you, listen to him. Listen to what he's saying here.
You know that.
It's funny to you.
Oh, it's funny because you think that I'm sitting here not in the same position as like you think that the shit is a game to me, but I don't. You.
See, he's like, he was doing the I thing, and got scared. He got scared as he's saying I. He got scared. Then he's like, no, you. He wants you to take the downfall. See, he was scared. He's about to implicate his ass in everything that went down. That's what and I told you that right there, that is why I couldn't, if I was a juror, I could not say that she did this because, he was scared there and he was afraid. And he went from I to no, you, right? He wanted the you to be heard. He wanted to get off the I real quick out of fear that he was implicating himself. He knew he was fucking up. He knew he was screwing up. Now, why would he do that? Why, if he didn't do anything, why was he so afraid there? Why did he divert? You're going down for this, not me. Right? You was the one stupid enough to leave the house and go, you know, and go take Quinton off after everything happened. You was the one dumb enough to let me watch the kids while you went and you know, discarded all the evidence. Or thought you did. You thought you did. And I'm not, you know, and I'm not taking, you know, the down for any of this because they got you on video. They got you and your cell phone and your vehicle out there. They got nothing on me. I'm going to say I was asleep. I'm going to say I didn't hear nothing. I'm going to say I don't know anything. And I'm going to let you go down for it all. That's what he's saying. Now, how much involvement did he have? And he even implicated Paul in it, right? He even implicated the brother in it, which is another big red flag, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm telling you, she's right. He was awake. He was awake. And did you see how he stood up and he started laughing? He started cracking up. He thought it was funny. He thought it was funny that he's, you know, that he's taken her down and he was about to get away with everything. But his laughing went away. His laughing went away when he was doing the eye and the eye and then, and realizing he's screwing up. His laughing went away and he sat down in that chair and he said, you know, he just wanted to take himself out of the whole equation, separate himself from it all. That's a big red flag right there. A big red flag, you guys.
Boy. My life. You gonna call somebody to pick you up? That's what you're doing? Right? That's all you
I
did.
wanted to come in here and I wanted to lay
Well, I
down.
wanted you to
And
chill.
I wanted to be comforted. I wanted to be sat there and told that we're going to do our best and that we're going to do what we got to do.
We are.
I did not want to sit here and be questioned the second time in a row by you about 1 o'clock.
It's the second night in a row, and it's not 1 o'clock. It's 8:30.
About 1 a.m.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what Life 360 said. I apologize.
And it wasn't 1 a.m.
It was like 1:15.
And I got back at 1:25. I was gone for 12 minutes. It was
And
1:13.
you went there. And you said they talked?
I think so, yes.
What did she say?
And she confirmed it.
She confirmed
I'm
it?
pretty sure, yes. It's not like they sat there and told me what was said.
Oh, but they...
They said that they spoke missing and they didn't question me no more about the ordeal.
Oh, okay. I did tell, I mean, because there was ordeal in that cabinet. But I'm not lying to you. So I need you to come back over here. Like, to me. Like, not right here physically, but I need you to come back over this way, okay? Because I did tell them, there was ordeal in that cabinet. You know? There was 2 without a cap, there was 1 with a cap, from what my knowledge is. I know there was 3 things of ordeal in that cabinet, okay? That's facts.
Yes.
And they didn't check behind that mirror.
I don't know anything about it.
They didn't. I know that. Okay? But it was there. And it is, if you didn't grab it, why didn't you grab it?
Because my mouth isn't hurting no more. I got the toothache now. It's filled up. I can eat on this side now.
So after that night, you didn't eat it anymore?
No, not besides the 800.
Why didn't you grab the Amazon or anything?
Because when I was trying that, it wasn't working. It was making me gag.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I believe he did. I believe he did say that he saw Quinton in the pack and play that morning when he went out to go to work. You know, did Leilani was she the one that, because you know, Danny also on the witness stand today said that he's the one that dumps the garbage cans, right? With the big white truck. That he takes the garbage cans and he's the one that goes and dumps all the garbage at Leilani's mother's house. So, you know, could Leilani not have been the one that dumped Quinton? Could it have been Danny? Could Danny have, could he have left his, left? We don't know what time he went to work. We don't have any idea what time he left out to go to work. We don't know if he left out with Quinton or not. We don't know if he left his phone somewhere. And we don't even know if that, if that was the very dumpster that Quinton was in, because, when you check the trash dump, that's a lot of different trash dumpsters in that area, a lot of them. And he said that that's where they usually dump all the trash, was at that particular, at the down there where the trailers are. He said, we dump them at the trailer place, which, it sounds like that's where I'm not, if people think that I'm all for Leilani, I'm not. I'm not for him either. What I'm for is the truth, right? I'm for the truth. And we don't know the real truth because we were not there. We wasn't there, right? I mean, if you really could sit on that jury and you could say, yes, this girl absolutely did this. She did all of it. You're better than I am, because I can't do that. I right now at this point I can't. I mean, the trial ain't over. The trial isn't over yet. This is just, this is just part of the trial. But right now, where we're at right now, I can't say that. I haven't seen enough evidence proving that, that she actually unlived her child. I haven't seen enough evidence that, enough evidence that, yes, that's the very dumpster that he was in when they, were searching the landfill. The one thing I'm not understanding is they supposedly say they've got, the cameras. We saw the testimony of the cameras where her license plates went from the house to, to the area where supposedly she's picking up Orgel. We saw that. Now, and that puts her on the road. That's solid. That's solid evidence right there, baby. Solid evidence that she was out there driving, in that direction. Yes, that's solid evidence. Now, they try to say that they have video footage of her, of her at that garbage, at that particular trash can. Well, I'm not seeing that footage yet. I have not seen no footage of Leilani at that garbage can throwing nothing in it. Now, if I see footage, if, later in the trial, they show this footage. Now, I heard that they have her phone pinging in that area, where the trash cans were. They're trying to say her phone was pinging right at as a big trailer park. As a big trailer park. So when the phone, they can't. What I'm saying is technology is great. Technology is great. But I'm going to tell you what, it's not good enough to pinpoint right exactly where you are when your cell phone's pinging. They can't say she was right at the garbage cans. They could say she was, she pinged in the area of that trailer park. But they can't say she pinged right next to the garbage cans. That's, And they say they got video footage of her throwing something into the can. Now, if they show that, if they show, you know, um, footage, if they show footage, no, no, technology is not that good. Trust me. Trust me, I know. Um, Here's my thing. Why isn't there a law? Why isn't there a law that before a trash person dumps the garbage, why isn't there a law before they dump the garbage that they have to get out and look in it? Because homeless people sometimes climb in garbage cans and fall asleep. Sometimes children are thrown in them, right? Sometimes people throw children in there. Um, Sometimes unalive, sometimes alive. Why don't they have to get out and look, physically look in the can? Or why isn't there some kind of camera? Why don't they have some kind of camera on the garbage truck that, kind of scans what's inside the can to see if there's any human in there, right? Any maybe possibility of human being in there. Because if they had something that, kind of scans the garbage, that would have saved Quinton. That would have saved Quinton from going to the landfill. It would save a lot of people, right? It would save a lot of people from going to a landfill. It would solve a lot of, it would actually solve a lot of missing cases and unlived cases, right? If technology is so advanced and so perfect, why can't they have, like I said, why don't they have a camera on the garbage trucks that have to scan, and it comes out and has to scan the truck, over the can before they can pick it up. They have to watch a camera system to see if there's any sign of a human being in that garbage. And if there is, well, they need to call law enforcement out to figure out what it is, right? It might be a baby doll. It might be a baby doll, but it could be a baby, right? And I don't think law enforcement would mind. I don't think they would mind checking it, right? I'd rather find a baby doll than to find an unlived child. But it would be a good thing to have that. I'm going to tell you, these cases are really hard. And, the thing about a jury is a jury has to be unbiased, right? They cannot bring biasness in there. They can't come in there and, just assume and convict people off of what we think. You got to convict them off of the evidence. You got to convict them off of solid evidence. And at this point, what I'm saying is this is day 3. Day 3. Now, Leilani is looking completely guilty, completely and utterly guilty of destroying Quinton. As in, after the fact. She's looking completely guilty as the one who transported him to those garbage cans and put him there. I cannot deny that. And I can't deny that. But I wasn't inside that house. But I do, I've been around a lot of children in my life, right? Once upon a time, I was a child. And I've been around a lot of children. And I'm going to tell you, put Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. If you've been in the house, if you have been in the house and your child fell down or something outside and you heard it, you went running out. You went running out of the house because you heard your child out there, right? Put a 1 in the chat. If you thought your child has gotten hurt outside and ran out to find out it was just screaming or playing with his friends, put a 1 in the chat. Okay, so you know how loud it is when a child is hurt, right? You know how loud the scream is because you were in a house and that child was all the way out of the house, but you still heard it and you went to running because you knew it was your child, right? Well, I'm going to tell you, how much more would you have heard it? How much more would you have heard it if you were right there on the same freaking floor with it? If you would have been right there damn near in the same room with it, how much would you have heard it? Oh, you'd have really heard it then, right? I'm going to tell you something. I do not believe that someone could brutally, and from my understandings, Quinton was supposed to be, tragically unalived, right? Tragically is what I heard. And I don't think someone could be that tragically unalived without Danny waking that ass up if he was asleep. Now, I'm going to tell you, it sounds to me like Danny knows. It sounds to me like Danny was about to give himself away when he realized he sat in a chair and he said, "No, you." That was a huge red flag right there. Just saying, huge. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I'd love to see Leilani get life in prison. Absolutely, I would. Because she was a worthless piece of garbage mother to her children to begin with. And a real piece of garbage because one of her children has been totally destroyed and put away in the garbage. Like garbage. And I would love to see, I think a person that would cover something like this up should be in prison just as long as the person that did it, if you ask me. And that's the truth. But what I'm trying to say is I don't want to see, if Danny had involvement in this, well, would you want him around your child? Would you want Danny? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. I'm going to ask you a question. Would you want Danny around your child? Put a 1 if it's yes and a 2 for no. 1 for yes, 2 for no. If you would like to have Danny around your child after all of this, if you would trust him, put a 1 for yes and a 2 for no. Just saying, would you trust him? Do you think he's so innocent that you would trust him to be around your child, to hang out with your child, to watch your child? Right? Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's right there's what I'm talking about. If you ain't going to leave Danny in the house with your child, then you don't trust him. If you ain't going to leave him in the house with your child, then you don't think he's the damn good old boy he's trying to act and portray that he is. If you ain't going to leave him with your child, then you think there's a possibility that he might have unlived Quinton along with her, and he could possibly unlive another child, and you don't want it to be yours, right? You don't want it to be yours. And what I'm saying is, why do we want someone out here in society, why did we want a Danny in society that possibly could have had a hand in what happened to Quinton Simon? Right? That's my opinion. That's my opinion. And I'll keep it. You know, I just want to make sure that Quinton gets the full justice he deserves. I want to make sure that the culprit that truly did this is the right one in prison for eternity. And if they work together to do it, then they both should be in there for eternity. Just saying. Right?
With the accuser?
When I was trying to put it in right there, it was making a jag going down the back of my throat.
Okay. Alright, well, you take your second. I'll talk in a second. I need to.
Look, it was a waste of question. You say you go back to the FBI and cover your own ass like you did say you're trying to cover your own ass.
No, I have no intention of that. I just need to. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette with you. It don't matter. I mean, just give me a second. I'll meet you down there because I'm just.
I want to know where my baby is. And I want people like you and the FBI to stop coming at me like I did something to my own child.
Why did I come at you like that to you? Because every time I ask you a fucking question.
No, Danny, it's not every time you ask me a question.
Oh.
Every time you ask me about what I am, I told you. It was when you went into other micro questions about it that it felt like you were an FBI agent sitting here trying to question it.
But you don't treat me like that when I ask any other question? You don't treat me like that when I talk to you any other way? Or when
Yeah, I do.
You do treat me like that.
What do you mean?
You treat me like I'm accusing you of something.
No, I only do that when you sat there and you asked the first time I said yes. I'm like, no,
No,
what you continuously asking is when I started getting aggravated.
This time.
Huh?
This time.
Yeah, I am last night when you continuously asked. This time. This time. They did exactly what we wanted to do. Tore us apart.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
No, they
They
didn't.
already did it. You didn't admit it. They already tore us apart, and the way you're treating me proves it.
And I asked you a question.
There you go. There you see. He didn't want to talk about all the other times, right? He was trying to corner her into right now. He was trying to corner her into right now. Like, you know, this is the only time. You know, I'm telling you, this guy was trying to turn it to fit his own narrative, to get his own ass out of deep shit. That's what he was doing. Right? That's what he was doing. Hey, Tiger Mama. Good to see you. You know, I just call it the way I see it, you guys. You know, the trial ain't over. It's not over. We haven't heard everything. But up to this point, and watching Danny try to manipulate things and twist things and turn things and to fit his own narrative where she's concerned, you know, and to see him go into the fear he did when, you know, because he screamed you. Like he was on the I thing. And then, you know, he knew he was implicating himself. He was starting to implicate himself. And he's like, oh shit, you. And I mean, you know, I want you in prison, not me, he's saying. You know, he caught himself. And I told you he diverted from it. You know, it's one thing to hear this stuff. It's another thing to really listen and catch the key points that, you know, really matter in finding out the truth. You know, the truth's there. You just have to, seek it and you shall find it. And to me, it's just sounding to me like, you know, Danny might have had a hand in what went down with Quinton. It sure seems that way. You know, I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying, you know, he's looking mighty damn suspicious, you know. And I just, you know, for the life of me, I cannot. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you now. We have all went out and we have all partied. All of us. We have all been out. We partied. I mean, for most people, maybe not everybody, but for the majority of us, we know what it's like, right? We know what it's like to stumble and mumble after, you know, being out, doing a whole lot of what we probably shouldn't do. And you know, and we know what it's like crashing, right? We know what it's like to what they call crash. And, you know, and you think that, you know, a bomb could go off and you wouldn't wake up, right? And I'm going to tell you something. Now, it depends on how hard you party. It depends on exactly what you were using, right? That's what it depends on. I mean, if you went out and you only, you know, you only had a few, you know, a few drinks, you know, or what I'm saying is if you went out and you just stuck with the light stuff, you know, a few drinks, you're going to wake up. You hear a thump, you're going to wake up. You hear a child cry, you're going to wake up. You know, you might not want to, you know, it's going to be like, oh shit, but you're going to hear it. You're going to get up and you're going to go looking and exploring and do what you need to do. Now, if you really partied, if you really, you know, had some, you know, whiskey river don't run dry type thing and a lot of other stuff on top of it, and you crash, well, there's a possibility you might not hear anything, right? That's a very good possibility, you know? It depends, but it don't sound like to me that they had the stuff to make you crash like that. Absolutely not. I don't think that, you know, what I'm saying is Danny got up at 5, 6 in the morning to go to work. No, because if you partied that hard to where you were passed out that much, your ass ain't even going to hear alarm clock. You ain't going to hear nothing. When you pass out like that, you ain't hearing nothing. Until the good Lord taps you on the shoulder and brings you back to, you know, back to reality. And that could be 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the day, right? If you partied hard till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, it could be noon. It could be noon before you know you even exist again. That's just the way it is. So for him to say I didn't hear nothing, but he was able to pop up at 5 in the morning, get ready, and go out the door by 6, I'm kind of thinking bullshit. Just saying. You know, I don't know. You know, I've only, you know, I've only crashed. I've only crashed a couple of times like that. Like maybe 2, 3 times in my life like that. And I partied pretty hard in my life. I partied really freaking hard. I don't know. I know that I know the you know, I know the few times that I've crashed or seen other people crash like that, you know, where they were really hard to wake up, really hard, you know, you had to check on them. Hey, 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 make sure they were still, you know, what's your name? So they could go back to sleep. Um, the few times, you know, and a few times I woke people up like that. Um, like I said, they weren't getting up for no alarm clock. They wasn't getting up to go to work at no 5 in the morning. I mean, they were so gone that they're just gone. And, you know, like I said, you're looking at 10, 11, 12 o'clock in a day before these people even know they're there, if they're really crashed like that. I think you all have partied before. At least I believe a lot of people's partied. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Danny's Superman. Maybe he's Superman. Maybe he can, pass out like, you know, don't hear nothing for 2 or 3 hours and then he's back up. Maybe he's Superman. I don't know. You know, maybe that's what Danny is. Don't ask me. But you know what I heard Leilani say is when I told you I was going to get that Oreo. I told you I was going to get it, and you did that little thing that you always do. When I got back, you did your little thing too. So I know you were awake when I left, and I know you was awake when I came back. It sounds to me like she was letting him know. Don't act like you was passed the hell out and had nothing to do with things. If I go down, I'm taking you with me. Now that's what I got out of it. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. She may take him with her.
Do you mind? Are you gonna get mad? I'm asking you a question before I ask you this question. No, because I need to know. Are you gonna get
I know I
angry?
can't tell you don't get angry if I don't know what the question is.
Why did you lie to me
What do you mean?
about the Oreo?
I didn't. I did not lie to you about the Oreo.
Now, if he didn't know about the Oreo, how could she lie to him about it? How could she lie to him about it? That's what I'm talking about. I don't like Danny. I think, you know, I've always thought he was guilty. I always thought he was guilty. I don't know. Here's the pictures. Here's the pictures, you guys. Take a look at this little baby's playpen. Look how filthy and dirty this playpen is. I would not let something like this even be in my house. I would not allow this damn thing to be in my home. Trust me. It's not, no, absolutely not. It's got to go. It's got, no, 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 no. I'm going to tell you who allows their baby to sleep in something like this. And where is the quilts? Where is the extra blankets to make this soft? Where is a clean pillow for this baby? Right? Where is the clean stuff? I mean, this bed is disgusting. Absolutely freaking nasty. Shame on Billy Joe. Shame on Billy Joe for allowing something like this. I mean, my God, wasn't she the one that's supposed to have custody of these children? Ain't she the one that's supposed to be making sure that this bed is all clean, that it's all soft, that somebody's watching over these children, right? Keeping an eye on them? I don't know. I really blame her, because the mother two wasn't supposed to be around them children at all. Look at this thing. God have mercy. And you know what the court says? Look at this. And they said they didn't check it. They said they did not test this baby bed at all. With all this red stuff around it and on it, they didn't even bother to take it into evidence. They didn't bother to check what this substance is all over it. I don't know. Look at this place. Look at it. Look how nasty it is. Absolutely disgusting. It don't get no more disgusting than this. And as you see, there's no way Danny would not have heard it, because he was right there. He was right here. This is all open. This is all opened. Right there, see the baby's, the one little boy's bed. Then right there's where Quinton would have been. And Danny would have been right there, right there. Right there's the bed, right past his closet's the bed where he would have been laying. There's no way all of that went down without this guy hearing it or knowing it. Oh, hell no. Didn't happen. I don't believe it. There's no way. No way. Look at this place. Wow. That place is a... Ooh. Look at that bathtub. Take a look at it. What is that? What is that stuff in there? It is so freaking disgusting. I don't even know. I don't even know, you guys. I don't know. I have got some serious freaking OCD. I'm a germophobic. And she's got Ambisol right there. You know, which that's a red flag. That's a red flag to see that she had, you know, pain medication. She said it wasn't working. And so she wanted Oragel. Now, I don't know. I don't know, you know, if Oragel or Ambisol, I don't know if one's better than the other, because I don't use that stuff. You know, either or. I don't need it, but I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to get Oragel, and I'm going to get some Ambisol, and I'll let you guys know which one's best. You know, I'll test it. I'll test it. I don't need it, but I'll test it and see which one numbs up the best. Right? I'll let you know. But you know, this is the funny thing. Didn't she say that she had some, didn't she say she had some powder? Didn't she say that? I'm pretty sure she did. Put a one in the chat if she said she had some powder, some, you know, some good powder. Right? Some of that good old sugar. Didn't she say she did? I think so. I think they said they had some. Yeah, yeah, Stephanie. I thought I heard her say that she did. Now that numbs your gums too, right? I know it does. I know because that's how you test if it's good shit or not, right? Um, so that'll numb your gum, right? Why would she have to go out and get Orajel if she had some of that? Because I'm going to tell you, you rub a little bit of that shit on and like you ain't feeling nothing, right? You ain't feeling anything. All you do is put a little bit on your finger and, right? So, I don't know. I don't know. It sounds, if I was on the jury, I think I could convict her of taking Quinton and putting him in a garbage can. I think I could convict her of that. I really do. I think there's enough evidence that shows when she came out of there, she wasn't going to get Orajel. She was going to do a dirty deed, right? She was going to get rid of evidence. She was going to do the dirty deed of throwing this poor baby when she should have been calling 911. She was going to throw this baby away like garbage. So I think I could convict her of that because I know that by her having some of that good old sugar, that'll numb the shit up out of your gums. And, as much, these two people are like, they're straight up users. So they know that shit's going to numb your gum. Anybody that messes with that stuff knows it, And like I said, I'm not perfect. I was something else. During my teens and early, in my youth. Nothing to be proud of, but it was a hell of a learning experience. What I'm saying is nobody can pull shit over on you because you know it all when you've been there, right? And I'm telling you, she ain't gonna pull this one over on anyone that's been there. So, there would have been no need if she had that and Amosol. She had no reason to go get Orajel. Not any reason in the world. That was an excuse. That was an excuse to be able to do the dirty deed that I believe she done. And I could convict her on that. I don't think I'd have a problem convicting her on that. But on living the boy, I don't know. I don't know because Danny was there and I feel he's just as evil as she is. And I feel there were some red flags when he was, supposedly working for law enforcement with that video. I just feel that there was a lot of red flags in there, making me feel that he was, trying to run a narrative that shouldn't have been ran. And made me feel like he was working too hard to try to cover his own ass and his part of what went down. Right? That's how I felt. That's my opinion. That's how I felt. I don't know. I don't know. If you could convict Leilani of unliving Quinton, please put a 1 in the chat. It just per se. If you were on the jury and you could actually convict her with what you've heard so far, you could convict her of unliving Quinton? Put a 1 in the chat. I'd just like to know how many people could actually convict her. If you couldn't, put a 2. If you feel you couldn't, put a 2. Well, I just don't think I could, but you know, most people, you know, most people said, yeah, they can. They'd have no problem doing it. BC said not yet. Ruby said I can. Jane said yes, but no. A lot of people said they can. They said, a lot said they can. You know, I not yet need more evidence. That's the way I feel. I need some more evidence. That's, you know, just how I feel. I'm too worried about God. I'm too worried about God to, you know, I don't want to ever convict someone of doing something they absolutely did not do. You know, if they did not land the blow that unlived someone, I do not want to be the one to convict them. It's because what you don't understand, you know, what you don't understand is, I mean, sometimes they give a person, you know, lethal injection. And, you know, what you might be unliving someone. You may be, you know, unliving a person, you know, an innocent person. You could be sending them to, you know, to Hades or whatever. You could be unliving this person. And, you know, for something they didn't do, they end up in Hades for a lot of things they did do. And, you know, and I just don't want to be the ruination of someone's life when I don't know. I mean, Leilani, yes, she's a horrible person. Is she evil? Yes, I believe she's very evil. I believe Billy Joe's pretty evil, if you ask me. I think Danny's super evil. I think they all were pretty evil. That's my opinion. But is she the one that initially did what it took to unlive this child? I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there. And Danny's just fighting too hard to put it all on her. He's just fighting way too hard to put it all on her. You know, maybe he could be innocent. I don't know. I wasn't there. You know, I can honestly say, I think she did it. I can honestly say that I believe she did it. I can say that. But what I believe and what's the truth could be two different things, you guys. Could be two different things. You know, I don't know. I wish people didn't do these kind of things. But this is a horrible house. This house, man, the chairs don't match. Oh, that would make me crazy. Right? I would be, man, I cannot do mismatched stuff. I just can't. You know, I can't do it. I can't have a different chairs at a table. That would just, I'd lose it. Everything's got to go. And a freezer in the dining room? Oh, hell no. No, that thing would have to be somewhere else. Can't be in the dining room. Oh, hell no. And I wouldn't have a freezer like that with children in the house. That is a very dangerous freezer. to have around children. You know, if you're going to have children in the house, you need to get an upright. You need to get an upright freezer with the lock, right? With the lock on it, and keep it locked. Keep the key high up. Keep it locked. I do love the kitchen cabinets. I do love the kitchen cabinets. I can't say I don't like those cabinets because those cabinets are really pretty. I don't like the kitchen. I don't like the setup of the kitchen. I don't like the setup of that house. I mean, you know, put a 1 in the chat if you just don't like the way the house was set up. I don't like the way it was set up. I don't like, you know, it wasn't set up very pretty, right? Look at it. It's just weird. It's just a weird. Why would somebody build a kitchen right in the middle, right in the fucking middle of the house? Why would someone build a kitchen? Why was the stair? I mean, I can understand, you know, if they had a back staircase, that would be beautiful, right? It's beautiful to have a back staircase going to your upstairs, but you want your big front staircase too, right? You want, you know, when you come in your house, you want your big front staircase, you know, going up. And, you know, and if there's an extra staircase in the back, you know, off from the kitchen going up, you know, that's beautiful. That's an extra, you know, that's 2 ways to be able to go up and down, you know, makes, you can always keep the front of the house real pretty, and, you know, because everybody used the back staircase, and that way, you know, it's easier to keep everything clean too when people using the back staircase, right? And instead of, you know, because if people knock on the door, they show up, you know, all the front stays beautiful all the time anyway. And because you use that back staircase, and the back staircase is a lot easier because it's, you know, usually smaller, right? It's smaller and easier to sweep and vacuum and keep up and keep clean. But I don't understand this house. I don't understand why they got this staircase, you know, and then you look through this fucking hole, right? In the kitchen, you look through this fucking hole and you don't see a dining room, right? It's a serving port, but you don't see a dining room. You see a big staircase. You look through the hole and you see this big hallway and staircase. It's like, what? You know, I think the big serving port's supposed to go into the dining room. It's supposed to be a place where you could hand this, you know, set the food up there and then go around and put it on the dining table. That's kind of weird. That was kind of weird. Kind of awkward. I didn't understand that. Yeah, the house that Jack built. Right? That's not funny. That is funny. Look at this place. What the hell? Wait a minute. What the heck is a chair doing in there? Do you see that little chair? Ain't that a little chair sitting inside there? What do they do? Make the kids sit in there or something? What in the hell is that chair doing in there? That's weird. There's a little chair inside this thing. Let's see what else they got. They got some coffee, maybe coffee cups, and blue curtains. Those curtains don't go with that place. I'm telling you, that stuff just don't match. You got red walls and blue curtains. That's strange. See the way this place is built. You come in, actually 2 doors. You come in, you come through here, you go into the kitchen comes back around, and it runs back through, and it's really not, I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. And then that hole is right there where that staircase is, right there where the sink is. there's a hole right there, but you can see the stairs in a hallway. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. You would think the sink would have been on the other wall, right? You think that would have been, I don't know. I don't know. It's like somebody cut that hallway short. That hallway should have went all the way through to the living room. And then the kitchen should have been, should have been bigger. The kitchen should have been a lot bigger. I don't know. I'm going to tell you something. Do you see back here, this one section back here off from the main house? You come in and you got these two big living rooms here. And then you come through to the kitchen and you come around to a dining area. And then you come from there, you can go over into this little area where there's a bathroom and stuff, right? That goes back into the main living room. But where the staircase goes up, there's another big room here and there's a bedroom here. Now, I'm going to tell you, if Leilani, if I was going to let my daughter and her boyfriend, they had no place else. Actually, I would have put their asses in that mobile home, and I'd have put that mobile home out on some trailer park, and that's where they'd have been living. I wouldn't even have wanted them on my property. I wouldn't have wanted them nowhere near me. Seeing that how bad they was. I would have just had to tell my daughter, I can't have you around, right? You're not supposed to be around the children. And why didn't CPS pick the kids up when Billy Joe let Leilani move in? And she wasn't supposed to be around the kids, They gave custody to Billy Joe. And Leilani wasn't supposed to be around the children, right? Because she wasn't supposed to be around them. She wasn't able to take care of them. She'd already been deemed unfit to take care of the children. Now, when Billy Joe let her move in with her boyfriend, open the door for the garbage to come in around the children, that CPS removed from their custody, right? And that's why they removed them, so that they wouldn't be around them. Why didn't CPS come in and remove those children? Why wasn't the children taken away from Billy Joe the minute Billy Joe opened the door for the very garbage that the children were taken away from? Why wasn't the kids removed? Can someone answer that for me? Because doesn't Child Protective Services supposed to remove the kids if you allow the people that ain't supposed to be around them to come in and around them? I don't know. I'm just saying. I think Child Protective Services kind of is responsible for what happened to Quinton too, because they were supposed to be coming out and making sure that Quinton and his brother were, they supposed to have been doing checkups, right? I mean, they gave Billy Joe custody of these two children, and when they give someone custody, they're supposed to be coming out and keeping a checkup on these children every so many months or something, ain't they? Ain't they supposed to be following up with the family to make sure the children that they've got, placed in other people's homes is doing okay? That, they're getting everything they need and they're doing okay, mentally, physically, financially. So why wasn't these children taken? Why weren't they pulled from Billy Joe? I don't understand that. And why would Billy Joe, if Child Protective, she knew that Leilani was unfit to take care of the children. That's why they were given to her. Why did she put them in the custody of Leilani? Why did she allow that? Right? What I'm saying is, if I really felt sorry for my daughter and her worthless boyfriend, and I was willing to set them up, you know, on somewhere. Why didn't Billy Joe let them move into this other part of the house right here? Why didn't she say, okay, here's you guys a bedroom and a bathroom and a freaking living room, and it's got a door going out, its own door. And why didn't she put a steel door up with a deadbolt on it, right? A freaking deadbolt on it, and lock it so that they couldn't enter the main house and tell. And why didn't she tell Leilani and her boyfriend, you guys can live there, but I don't want you in my main house. And no, you will not be watching or seeing these kids unsupervised. You got them took away from you because you were unfit. And the only time you're going to get to see them is when they're in my custody and I can watch you. And when I'm not here, they go to a babysitter. And they stay with the babysitter until I come back and I pick them up from the babysitter. And no, you can't have, you cannot be having them because they've been removed from you. Why didn't she tell her daughter this? If you want custody of your children back, then straighten your ass up and do what you need to do to get them back, Leilani. Right? Do what you need to do. And if you can't do what it takes to get your children back in your custody, then don't fucking talk to me, right? Don't talk to me about it. I can't help you because I'm busy helping your kids. Right? Billy Joe failed those children. She failed her grandchildren when she put them in the custody of someone who lost custody because they were unfit. And Child Protective Services failed the children when, by not checking up on them and not knowing that Leilani was there and removing the children because Billy Joe, you can't have both of these people in here. You can't have custody. You can't have the person we took the children away from in the house taking care of the children. She's been deemed unfit. And so you can't be leaving the kids in the custody of who we took them away from. We put them in your custody to keep them safe, and you're going to bring her in and they're unsafe again, right? You're making them unsafe again. So we got to take them from you. We're sorry, but we got to put them somewhere else. They can't be with you. You mean you got to pick your grandkids or you got to pick your daughter? You got to make a pick, right? And obviously you're choosing your daughter and her boyfriend instead of your grandchildren. So the kids should have been removed. DPS failed Quinton and his brother. Billy Joe failed them. And Leilani and every guy he was with failed him as well, right? And Quinton's dad really failed him too. Because I understood that Leilani wanted him to take custody of Quinton and he wouldn't. He wouldn't take no custody of his own son. So he failed his son as well, right? It's like all of these cases, everyone around these children are failing them. Candace and Don Wells failed Summer. Grandis failed Summer. The neighbors failed Summer. Everybody fails these children. Why? And And I'm going to tell you, this house is fucking dirty. I don't care. This is one dirty ass house. Look at this. Look at the stains on the carpet. Oh my God. Haven't they ever heard of Stanley Steamer? You know, haven't they heard of freaking Molly Maids? Haven't they heard of, you know, these cleaning places in the world? Haven't they ever heard of freaking go to Walmart and buy a steam cleaner? I don't even know. Look at this. Ooh. They stuff all over the place. Whoa. Wow. Really? It just looks like shit's thrown places. Even the furniture, right? It's like everything just, you know, the Big Bang. It went wherever it landed. This place, oh man, I don't know. It really looks unsafe for kids. I ain't never seen something like this. Look at this. It's like hoarders. Who the hell was cleaning this place? Who was cleaning it? Oh my goodness, look. Piled up, piled up. Everything's piled up. Oh, baby gate at the top of the stairs. Don't you think you should have one at the bottom? Look, no baby gate at the bottom. There's one at the top. What the hell's that about? Oh, you could go upstairs. The baby gate to keep you from finishing coming up. Right? That's, I don't know. I don't know. Look at this. Oh my gosh, look at that. Whoa, there's so much shit on this. I think he's even got some cleaning stuff on there. Nobody's cleaning. They got cleaning stuff. Whoa. Check it out. There ain't nothing hanging up. It's all on the floors. Look at that. Damn. You ever see anything like this? Look at that. And look, there ain't even no TV over here. What did they be laying on there for? There's not even a TV. There's really? What would he be laying around in there doing? I don't know. Look at this baby room. Wow. Look at that. Mattresses on the floor. The baby bed's full of stuff. How are you going to put a baby in there? Look at that. Oh my God. I don't even know what the hell's going on in this house. Look at that closet. Whoa. I don't know, y'all. I don't even know. Nobody was. What is this? Look at that. A plug going. Damn, a plug going from one all the way across the room. Yeah. It's looking. Who the hell has that many shoes? Look at all of those shoes. Whoa. I don't even know. There's no way. You're not going to get a baby in that bed with all that stuff. Wow. And you know, all that stuff, man, they could have really had that set up beautiful. They could have had that really set up nice. None of these people were working. None of these people, you know, whoa, look at that. They got all kinds of stuff, but they didn't know how. They didn't know how to, you know, how to fix up things and arrange it, make it look really nice. I don't know if you can make that house look nice. I don't like the floor plan. I don't like the setup. You know, you had half the rooms too big, half of them too small. It was really weird, just totally out of proportion. I don't even know who the hell built that place. Here's the trash cans that they was talking to Danny about. That's the wooden stand back there. There's the license plate they was catching, right? TN 9300. Yep. Wow. And that's supposed to be where you're eating. Ooh, look at that. Gross, right? And they didn't test this. They didn't test it. They didn't test any of this. They're asking Danny, did you have spaghetti? Did you have spaghetti anytime within the, within the couple of days that Quinton come up missing? Because we didn't test anything, so we don't know if it's spaghetti or what it was. Wow, really? Look at Danny. Look at him. He's crying. He's trying to get a pity party. Yeah, with shrimp. That's true. Look. He comes to court with this, $5,000 necklace on. Solid freaking gold, right? Solid freaking gold. This guy's a gigolo. Where'd he get that chain? Where did he get that from? Right? Where the hell did he get money for that? Yeah, I'm going to tell you something ain't right there. Because he doesn't work from my understanding. And look, he's crying and she's just sitting there listening to the headphones, right? She just sitting there like, I don't care. Look at her. She like, oh, you was trying to set me up, mother effer. I see it now. Yeah. I'm glad I went out with Big Red on you, right? Or Little Red or somebody Red. I don't know. I just know they called him Red. I'm going to tell you, if Danny and Leilani somehow decided that they're going to be able to both walk free, this is going to be them. All right. that's Danny and Leilani, and they get back together. That's what they be looking like now, right? That's what they look like. Just saying, you guys. Right? That's what his hairdo reminded me of. Straight up. And they don't know. They don't know what it was. They don't know. They didn't test the baby's pillowcase. They didn't test the bed. They didn't test those receipts. I heard that they were in there testing everything. I heard that everything went down in the bathroom. Right? That's what I was hearing. And it just seems to be a lot different. It just seems to be a lot different now. You know? I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer those questions. Yeah, right. That was the letter. That was the letter. Yeah, that's what I heard too. I heard it, I heard it was supposed to happen all in the bathroom. And the one guy came up there and said he took 400 and some odd pictures inside the house. And it seemed like they didn't test anything, right? They didn't seem to test nothing. That was kind of, that was kind of weird, if you ask me. Yeah, she's on trial and he's not. That's true. You know, I think, well, here's the thing when it comes to law enforcement. The first to talk's the first to walk, right? The first to talk's the first to walk, and they can make deals behind the scenes, of immunity. They can give Danny immunity and to flip on Leilani. You heard Danny say, "Hey, they know everything I was doing. They know what I was taking. They know everything I was doing. I'm not worried about none of that because they made a deal with him. They made what they basically told him, we don't care what your involvement was. We want her. We want her because we got enough evidence, against her to convict her. Right? We can't prove, they knew they couldn't really prove anything on Danny, but they had enough to prove everything on her. So they made a deal with him. You get complete immunity, just flip on her. Right? We don't care what your involvement was. We don't care, what substances, illegal or legal, you were taking. We don't care nothing about you. We're willing to just let you walk away and live life however, as long as you flip on her. And that's what they did. And they do that quite a bit. Right? They do that quite a bit. Because see, they want somebody, they want the points. They want the points of solving the case. That's what they want. Whether they solved it righteously or not, they don't care. Just, they just want to chalk up that it was solved. And, it's not right, but that's the way the law works. It's the way it is. Yeah, he called 911, but he didn't call 911 until he was with Leilani, because you could hear her in the background of the 911 call. So he didn't call her until he got to the house. That's when he called her. When he called 911 was when he got to the house, because you could hear her in the background of the 911 call. See, that's the thing, Stephanie, is they don't have no evidence of who. They have no evidence of who unlived Quinton. They don't know. There was 3 adults in the house. They have no idea what happened to Quinton. They can't say that anyone unlived him. They can't say that any of them actually unlived him. Right? All they can say is something happened to where they felt they needed to cover it up to keep from going to prison. Right? What I'm saying is he could have went out and fell into the swimming pool. They were partying, wasn't watching him. He fell in the swimming pool. Now they feel they're in trouble, right? They're not in trouble with just the law, but they're in trouble with, Billy Joe. And they know Billy Joe's going to be in trouble with, with CPS and everybody else for having them there and leaving the kids in their custody when they already have lost custody. And they had to, they felt they had to do what they did, to cover it up. Well, they didn't unalive Quinton. An accident did. See, they can't prove exactly how he became online. That's all I'm saying. They can't prove that. If they got something to prove that, then I want to see it. I want to see it. And that's why we continue to watch the trail. So I'm just saying at the end of all of this, I'm just not going to be disappointed. I'm what I'm trying to say is I'm one of those people, I like to brace myself. I don't want to get to the end of this and be really disappointed and disheartened because Leilani didn't get life in prison, because she didn't get convicted of truly unaliving her son. I don't want that. If that happens, if it does happen, then yeah, praise the Lord that, she was able to be put away and justice is being served at least against one of the evil beings. Of course. But I also just don't want to find out that they can't prove it without a shadow of a doubt. She's going to get a lesser sentence because all they can prove is she covered up whatever did happen. And, and didn't get what we was hoping for. I want to brace myself. I want to be ready for either way, right? Because the worst thing is to get to the end of this, and everything come at you at once. That's all I'm saying. It's always good to brace yourself. Like everybody hopes that Sebastian's alive. Brace yourself though, because he may not be. Right? You don't want that shock to hit you. You always got to brace yourself in the opposite direction as well. You need to protect, because you're invested in this. You guys are invested in this. So you got to be prepared for however it comes. You got to be prepared. That's all I'm saying, And I'm just honest. I can't come out here. I know this is true crime, but I can't come out here and, and be on some witch hunt. I can't come out here and be on some, I know everybody hates Leilani. And I know that, it would really go over if I came out here and said, oh, she did it. She did this and she did that and she needs to pay and they're going to, they're going to find her guilty and we're going to all cheer. Yay, yay, yay. I know that would sell. It would sell good. Well, I'm not trying to sell nobody. I ain't ever tried to sell nobody. I come out here with the truth. I tell the truth. I tell it the way it is, the way I see it. And, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. I got to be honest. I got to be honest with myself. I got to be honest with God, and I'm honest with you. That's all I'm saying. And right now, I'm preparing myself and you and anyone else listening for what could, what could come. That's all I'm doing. This is a horrible case. Quinton was the cutest. Man, that little fella was beautiful. Absolutely adorable. Totally adorable, you guys. But you know what? He's adorable in heaven. He's adorable in the arms of the Lord. And he don't have to go through nothing else down here. He don't have to go through no more pain, no more misery, no more. He could smile in heaven forever. And everybody there is going to enjoy that big smile on his little face. And they're going to smile back at him and treat him with the utmost love, kindness, and respect. And he's just where we all want to be one day. When this life is over, we hope to be as lucky as Quinton and be smiling up there with the Lord too. Evil destroyed that baby down here. It destroyed him. And I got to leave it up to God. I got to leave it up to God, you know, to allow justice to be served the way it should be. God knows who did it. I don't. God was there. PG wasn't there, but God was. Jesus was. I don't know who did what. Yes, Australia. Yes, absolutely. There'll be a trial for. I can honestly tell you that there will be a trial for Summer. Will there ever be a trial for Summer? PG. Yes, absolutely. There will be a trial for Summer. Whether that trial be here on this earth or that trial be at the judgment day, there's going to be a trial for Summer. Trust and believe that. Summer will get justice. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Trust me. The Lord will get vengeance upon whoever did the evilness to Summer. He'll get vengeance. God will get vengeance against you. Trust me. He measures it up and he pours it back upon you. Let it be good or bad. You get it poured back upon you. That's why you should always be doing good. You're always doing good, then you get goodness poured back upon you all the time. And you're always doing righteousness, and you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. Right? Bad gets poured back upon bad people. Good gets poured back upon good people. You want good things to happen to you all the time? Well, be good. That makes common sense right there. But yes, I can honestly say Summer she will get a trial. Absolutely. No doubt in my mind. God knows all things. And I know in my heart, I truly believe that Summer is not with us. I truly believe on those milk jugs. I believe Summer was not with us on those milk jugs. That's the conclusion I have come to. She was not with us. Where they put her, I don't know. I don't think law enforcement was ever looking for someone alive. I think they were always looking for someone not alive. If you ask me, that's my opinion. That's why they waited for the foliage to go down and recheck that whole area, was because they wanted to see, they wanted to see if there was any sunken dirt or, anything disturbed where a child could have been put. That's what I believe. But yeah, I truly believe that, you know, they was always looking for that because Detective Pruitt tried. I think he tried to let us down easy. You know, he was telling us, you know, that, yeah, everybody hopes she's alive, but please, please, you know, you really need to be prepared for the worst. You need to be prepared for the worst. And I think they pretty much knew. I think they pretty much knew on the milk jug she wasn't with us, right? They just can't prove it. And sometimes when you can't prove something, when you can't, without, you know, without Summer, they're not going to, they can't even, right now, they can't even prosecute because, you know, they don't have enough evidence to, they can't charge nobody for unliving Summer because they don't have enough evidence that she's even been unlived. That's the hold up, that's the problem. So, and that's why no one's been convicted in Summer's case. You know, it's very, even though you know what happened, if you can't prove it, you ain't got nothing. Will Summers' case, you know, will Summers' case ever go to trial here on earth? Will they ever find Summer? I pray they find Summer. I know God can do anything God wants to do. You know, God let little Quinton be found. What's the odds of him being found in all of that garbage? What was the odds? Slim to none. But that slim came through. Why? Because a lot of people were praying for Quinton. A lot of people really was praying for Quinton. And God let them find him. And you know, Elijah Vu, little Elijah, he was way out somewhere too, right? He was out somewhere that normally people wouldn't be, but someone was there, found him. You know, will Summer be found? Well, God wants her found. He will be. If he don't, she won't. You know, I just leave things to God. That's how you got to do it. God knows best. We don't. You know, the most we could do for Summer is to continue to pray. You know, pray that she is found. Continue to ask God, you know, that these evil people that did it are still loose. That's not good. That's not good for, you know, for anybody. And we just got to keep praying. You know, we just got to keep praying, man. You got to pray. That's all you can do. Especially in this world today. Especially in a world where law enforcement really does not want, where law enforcement just don't want to work for we the people anymore. You know, they don't want to work. They don't want to solve cases like they used to. They don't want to do anything anymore because they get too much hate on their backs. You know, people put them through hell. People put law enforcement through hell. And they don't respect law enforcement no more. And law enforcement just don't care. They just don't care to be solving the cases any longer. You know? And that's where we're at in this life. So, you know, God ain't going to solve it. It ain't going to get solved. That's why you better pray. That's all I got to say. I mean, what else can I tell you guys? And like I said, be prepared. You know, I hope Leilani gets everything she deserves for what happened to baby Quinton. Man, I really, 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 really got invested in his case. I loved that little boy. I loved that kid. I didn't even know him, but I loved him. And I'm going to tell you, Nobody can tell me. I mean, I wish to God that kid could have been mine. He was just so beautiful. I wish he could have been anybody's child but hers. Because I know that anyone else would have adored that little boy, and they would have took beautiful care of him. But he had to be in the hands of evilness and destroyed the way he was. Just like Summer. I wish Summer could have been in the hands of anyone, anybody but the Wells. But they destroyed her, They destroyed her. I don't care. That's my opinion. I believe them son of a bitches destroyed that little girl. And I ain't the only one. And you become too invested out here with these children. You become way too invested. And it hurts. It hurts when you see evil get away with doing this evilness to these kids. You don't understand. You don't understand. You even, sometimes you even tell God, I don't understand. Right? It's just the way it is. And I'm going to tell you, these children, man, they can bring you to tears. They can make you cry like a baby. Just to think about all the hell they had to go through and the pain and misery and all the things they had to suffer. To hear little Summer's voice screaming for help and nobody helped her. Man, that's the kind of stuff it can really get to you. It's devastating. It's devastating. It's a lot doing what we do. It's a lot doing what we do, and I understand why a lot of people don't want to be doing it. I really do. Sometimes I don't want to do it either. And that's the truth. This is not easy, you guys. This is not easy. And then you catch all this hell and bullshit from all these fucking haters. Like the nasty bitch in here tonight. Like she knows it all when she don't know shit. She ain't trying to prepare nobody for the truth. She just wants to be, a loudmouth, blowhard, try to sell what people want to hear. And that ain't the way to be. I'm not going to be like that. I'm upfront and I'm honest, and I'm going to stay that way. May not always say what everybody wants to hear, but I'm not trying to sell nobody. I don't want click, likes, and views. I don't want anything. What I want is these babies found, brought home, justice served. And I don't want my people crashing because they listen to these blowhards. They get all built up for something, that we all do wish for, but it don't happen at the end. And everybody crashes. Everybody's sad. Everybody's, upset. I try to prepare everybody. Let's hope for the best. Let's prepare for the worst. And I'm just calling it like I see it. I'm trying to prepare people, And we're doing this for Quinton. We're following. A lot of people just forget. A lot of people, once the child's found, and, they don't even follow the trials. They don't even follow what's going on in the court, with all the justice and everything happening. They don't follow none of that. They kind of drop it after the child's found. I don't think that's right. I want to know. I want to follow it to the end. I want to know everything and how it turns out, like a book, like in a book. I have a need to know. I have a need to know what's going to happen with Leilani. I have a need to know what's going to happen with Danny. I have a need to know what's going to happen with Billy Joe. I have a need to know what's going to happen with CPS. I have a need to know what's going to happen with all these people who failed this little boy. And I have a need to know if he's going to really get the justice against these evil beings that he deserves. That's what I need to know. And that's why we're here. And we won't know that until this trial's over. But we got to keep up with it. We got to keep up with it. We got to keep moving. We got to keep calling the shots. You know, we got to keep preparing ourselves for the good and the bad. You know, because that's what we do. That's all I'm saying. Where Summer's concerned, we ain't giving up on her either. We're going to stay here. We're going to continue, you know, continue to call these people out, you know, and we're going to continue to try to figure out what happened to her. What exactly went down on 110 Ben Hill Road that day? And why? The biggest thing is why. Why did they do what they did? And I think if you guys keep praying, we're going to get the answers. I really do. And I think that if you keep pissing enough people off by keeping Summer out here and keep talking about her and keep talking about all of them, I think one of them's going to break. One of them's going to give it up. One of them ain't going to be able to take it no more. And that's the most we can wish for. And that's why we continue to do it. You know, I mean, we brought Fred Hill out. We brought Fred Hill out with some hatred a few times, right? Matter of fact, he thought he was threatening my sister up just a few days ago. So, you know, we're getting to these people. We're getting to them. We got to keep doing so. We got to keep doing so. Because when you get to them, they want to talk. When they want to talk, we learn more. We learn. So, you know, let's keep at it. I think we're doing a hell of a job, you guys. I really do. And, you know, and Sebastian too. You know, the more you stir the pot, the more answers you get. The more answers you get, the more you help law enforcement. You know, that's what you got to keep doing. You know, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people are too focused on their click, likes, and damn views to know how to really work it to get what the children need. But they're not here for the children anyway, right? They're just here to be ugly, to be mean, to be rude and cruel and whatever the hell else they can do. So, you know, so be it. You're going to have evil no matter where you go. You know, I got the fucking devil on my back all the time. That's the truth. I got the devil on my back all the time. I mean, I have to constantly rebuke the fucking devil because I got so many haters. And, you know, it is what it is. But you know what? The devil don't worry me. God does. Devil don't worry me a bit. I can rebuke the devil. God, I got to answer to. Right? I got to answer to God. So, you know, I ain't worried about this, about Satan. I ain't worried about the evil haters. I'm worried about God Almighty and doing what's right in the sight of Him, myself, and all of you. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. So, you know, I hope that Summer's Army sticks with it. I hope that, you know, we continue to be here and continue to fight for these children, continue to be a voice for the voiceless. And most of all, I hope we continue to be honest and truthful with one another. You know, that's what I hope for the most. All right, you guys, PG's going to get out of here. I'm definitely getting out of here. But, you know, you got to admit, Danny's hairdo really does look like this. Danny's hairdo really looks like this. And Leilani is starting to look like the other one, right? I couldn't believe how big she got, right? She's bigger than the attorneys. I was like, damn. I heard they was feeding her snacks. I heard they was feeding her some snacks. That's what I heard. You know, they're like, we don't want round two. We don't want round two of Casey Anthony, right? We're gonna feed her some snacks. She ain't coming out here and getting away with this shit. And she ate them. You could tell she ate them. That's all I got to say. Shouldn't have ate them snacks. Leilani, you should have said no to the snacks. That's all I got to say. But yeah, she ate them. Now she looking like, whoa. So anyway, PG's got to head out of here. I'm going to say good night. God bless and much love.